Okay, good evening. It is, let's see, 5/9/2019. It is Thursday. Um, wow, what a day in the markets. Um, Not sure what to say. We got blast off. The markets are still ripping to the upside. Had a fantastic call this morning that I gave in the pre-market video. But so I just wanted to show that I traded the micro E-minis. I kind of made a video of that. It's a product called MES. I think, yeah, MES is the name of the symbol for the futures. And basically, I took it's $5 a point, $1.25 a tick. I took 11 ticks out of the market. Lost a tick. I had 4 trades, 75%, got 3 right, got 1 wrong. I think this is a great product to learn to trade on. This is the first time that I've traded it. I just kind of had some fun with it today. And if this would have been the full the regular E-mini, the ES that I trade, this would have been a $550 day on 4 trades. So just kind of lay that out there, but you can learn how to trade. If you are struggling, I think my system, method, whatever, is really simple and objective for people to use. I think I've laid it all out. I don't have anything to sell because I've pretty much explained it all in the previous videos, just kind of showing examples. I've got this up. So this was a weekly chart. You can go back to the beginning of the week when we were trading up here. I had this little arrow. I pointed right to this level and had this arrow right here. So I was calling this level out early on in the week, and we're off. We're off now. I'm pretty sure we're not coming back unless there's some really traumatic news in the market or something like that. But I think we make the next leg, and we're on our way to 3027. But I've been saying that for a little bit, and we sold down. But I think this is the correction to get the oversold out of the market, or the overbought out of the market, and now we're in good trade deals, I guess. I don't know. Whatever the reason is for the rally, it doesn't matter. The market always goes up. This is the weekly on another chart I had showed you this morning. And basically this is how I calculated that 3027 level up there. I'd kind of shown that earlier on the daily. So these were the ranges that I gave today on the daily for the upside and for the downside, and you can see the downside was perfectly right in there. That's pretty darn close. I had showed you on the 240 this morning the levels, pointed them out, told you why we were going to trade so fast through there and get down to that level, because there was no volume here on this level. So go back and watch that, get the explanation, see how you make these calls. I explained this right to you, what I look for, and the little nodes of volume, and why I was calling this area right down here. So go back and watch those videos and learn how to do this. It's really not hard. Trading's hard, but if you're a struggling trader, and I think my method is pretty straightforward. There's no real secrets to it. You're basically seeing what I use right here. So 60-minute. So on the 60-minute chart, I had been talking about this upside right here, and you can basically see that we traded right up into the top of the node, the volume node right here, and I was calling it out earlier. So we were sinking here, like right here, I think, basically when I called this morning for the weakness, and the plunge protection team was trying to get this up, but they ultimately failed. You can see why. They ran into this shelf of volume right here, and it fell away. But I had called out both the center line and this node up here as locations for shorts in the market, and you can see that we've hit it, and now we're actually kind of pulling back a little bit on it. So a lot of so I traded a tick chart, right? And when you have as much trading action as we had today, boy, the bars start to really kind of stack up on the chart and stuff. The volume per bar is usually pretty close to the same. I don't put what I call vertical volume on the thing. I only use delta down here. But so this was the open of the morning. You can see we traded right up into my first scalp line. Had a nice little scalp off that. Came back, went through. It tried to hold this line, but when markets are weak, they usually take two levels. I've talked about that in a previous video. That sometimes the better trade is to wait for it to fall through two levels before you try and take it. Bounce back. The lines are usually always pretty good for the bounce backs. Try and make that a little bit bigger. And then basically this was the low that I called early in the morning, and it was just, I mean, it was a battle. I mean, you can see how much trading happened right across this line in this range right here. And then they finally got that one final push, and this was kind of the flush. Everybody came in. People bought it. You know, took two levels, didn't quite make it. When you get this kind of bouncing level up here, market's extremely weak. When you get these bounces, people are going to sell these bounces, and they're going to test. And I know it's really hard to see, but this is a micro volume node right here, and it comes back and it tests the top of that little micro volume node, finds a good bounce, comes back, starts basically testing the bottom of that volume node, gets a good bounce, tests that volume node, basically the bottom of it. I'll put my little line right there. You can see that we tested the bottom of it. Sell off, we test the absolute bottom of this node. This was the line right here. I knew this was a great place, and it was gone at that point, right up into the bottom of the node, bounce off. Found the support and resistance on the previous line that I gave you, and here we go. Two levels across, one back. This one actually it ripped through. It tried to hold there, and then it was gone. Two levels, right? 1, 2, pulls back, finds support, rips again. 1, 2 levels, tries to pull back. Market is so strong at this point that it won't even come back, won't even touch that. There was quite a bit of trading actually right here, a lot of volume actually right here, and that's why I found support on that node. And gone. Tried to pull back on that one, gone. Hit this level. So you could have scalped all these levels. Probably would have gave you 3 or 4 ticks out of them, and it finally kind of sold off and came back and found support on the top of this node, and the market was strong, and so it rips up to the upside, and it just kind of chopped around for the rest of the day. Again, the volume nodes, right? I talk about how they're going to hit and test the bottom, and then pretty much test the top. If it's a strong market, it's going to trade through. After the test of the bottom, it's going to trade through and test the top, and then you usually get a decent kind of pullback. And I've gone over that. I went over that in last night's video pretty decently. Go back and watch that. I spent quite a bit of time going over that, and don't want to bore you to death. Unless you have some questions, ask some questions. Be happy to answer them. This guy sells off to the line, comes back. It doesn't quite make it to the line, but if you look across, that's the absolute top. Also, in last night's video, I talked about how these open opposing tops are the best little locations for when it's selling back down. This is pretty much the first one that it encounters. The first opposing pivot it encounters after breaking out of this range right here, and it's right there, right back up to the line, in the range, and now we've gone to levels and pulling back. So this thing's going to probably continue all night. There's just no fear in the market. The algos want to get back up there. They've loaded up down here. Look how much time we spent down here, how much trading we did. The delta was negative 20,000. To this point right here, they went plus 12,000, so they put 32,000 contracts on right here. I've been talking about this for quite a bit, and they're going north. I'm pretty positive of it. Sorry, my dog's playing with her toy, and just want to show you this. So I'd also showed you, started drawing these levels early this morning, drew out the rest of them. You can see, these levels were all working pretty good. It was all trading within the range, probably real close to the tick down here. You can see this whole section stay right in one big range. And it started trading back. I mean, you could have even just traded off of these if you would have took them and hold them to the levels, right? You would have got the bounces and the levels all the way up. So I explain the symmetry like every night. All you got to do is take a Fibonacci, remove all the lines except for the 50, and find a swing, measure the swing out, and then start duplicating it all the way down, and that'll usually give you the levels. Make sure that that when you draw the level, it's got some kind of symmetry, right? You're going from tip, some kind of midline, to the bottom of the swing. That wasn't the one that I actually measured. It was probably somewhere down here. I think it was this one, middle, that one. You can find it in the video this morning, and it'll describe to you. Here's the Micro E-mini, and this is what I was trading today. It looks just like the regular ES as far as how it trades, and $1.25 per tick. It'll help you get some confidence if you need some confidence trading with real money. It's not real expensive. Margins are really low. You don't need $25,000 to get started like stocks. I think it's like $40 to get in. I highly recommend this to get you started. I am not sure what else to tell you for tonight. Obviously, we're trading up into the zone that I had pointed out this morning. You've got a big node right here. It's going to bounce off the bottom of this guy right here. It seems like a very weak bounce so far. It'll find support across the top of these if it does have some kind of weakness. But we've already kind of pulled back. There's a really tiny tail right here. We've already kind of pulled back. It's rejected and bounced back up into the level that I had shown you. It's going to go across this this node, test the top of this right here, and maybe we're here, but we're probably here, is my guess. 20 points to there. I don't know, we probably trade into this 2905 area is my guess overnight. Who knows? Oh, there must be some bad news or something. It's sinking right now. It's sinking fast. Something on the Trump deal or the trade deal. But you can see buyers are going to protect it. So let's kind of look at this here for a second. You can see how fast this is trading right back. The algos will not let this thing go. So it looks like it's going to settle down, find support right here, and go. The buy algos are way better than the sell algos. I'll just tell you that. I watch them every day. I'll watch these numbers right here, and the buy algos, they're real smart. They pack the bid as soon as they clear a level, and they'll build a wall back here to make sure that even if the levels get cleared, just like this, that it can't pull back. You don't really see that in the sell algos, not in my mind. They just don't get as thick and just not as smart. So not sure who programs the buy algos versus the sell algos, but so looks like we got support here. We're going to just keep on trading. Looks like they've worked out their differences, and things should probably start to slow down a little bit. And yeah, I think we're going up here for some new highs probably. I'm not sure where we at. Yeah, so we got to reject off of here. We're going to trade up into the top of this node. We're going to find the bottom of this node. This is 2906. Yeah, this is what I was pointing to on the other chart, 2905 right here. And so I expect this to be the next place. So I'm going to guess tomorrow you're going to be able to take a little short off of here and get a couple points pretty easily. So you got that level, and this is going to be a fantastic little short level. But I think we'll be there by morning. I'm pretty sure that the buyers are gonna get there. Have a nice evening. See you in the morning.